What's up, Print Fam? I'm working a little bit late today, so I thought I would go live, answer some questions, and talk about my new product. So I'm going to set the tripod up here while some of you guys get on, and I'm going to move my media. Hopefully my headphones will reach all the way over there. Welcome, if anyone has joined. I don't know yet because I can't see the screen. Hello, y'all. Shout out who you are, where you're joining from, and we'll get to the question soon. Kind of like underwater. Does it sound funny? My mic sounds weird. We'll take my earpod out and put it back in and see if it... Let me know if it is. We are working a little bit late today because Taylor is gone, and I called my wife to see if she wanted me to come home now or finish up the project and then come home, and she said to just finish the project, so that's what I'm doing. What's up, Customs from SoCal? We got Mike from Overworks on here. Who else is in here? And does the microphone sound better? Let me know if it sounds any better. We gotta cut some door wraps. We need to cut 8 of them. We'll try the other AirPods, see if that's any better. Let me know if that's any better. I guess it could be that I'm standing right next to my AC unit, and that might be what's causing it to sound like I'm underwater. Basically, right now, what I'm doing is I'm cutting out some squares in white vinyl that we're then going to wrap on top of some doors. And I think I just screwed it up, but we'll see. I did screw it up. I forgot to turn the double cut off. I do this way too often. Well, those that are in the chat, let me know what questions you have. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. And hopefully I'll be able to see and talk more once I'm doing the install. But post your comments in the chat. Got a bunch of people on. Thanks for joining. This is one of the reasons I love this machine, because it makes doing jobs that are not fun a little more manageable, because it allows you to automate some of the mundane parts. I just have to be careful when I take the vinyl off so that I don't hit the sensors. Because if I hit the sensors, then it stops the machine. Nope, I hit the sensor. Are there any questions? Levite Apparel, what's up? Overworks, I got a ton of tumblers. Stickercutting.com. I could cut it using the Kiss Cut module, but it does a better job with the through cut, which is why I use it. What's up, Bob? I am alive. Oh, I'm not fast enough. It's not cutting all the way through. It's time to replace the blade. I could program a pause in this, but that's not as fun. All right, this is the last one. Taylor's going to be really happy that he missed out on this. All right, let's see what questions I missed. Turn direct on and sheet cut in, and then had it cut after each run. I could do that, and then it wastes more media. You could also pause it between cuts, but it's not my cup of tea. Brock says he just moved all the stuff to his loft in his shop the day before he broke his leg. Now he can't get up the stairs. Ouch. I actually broke my leg when I was 14, so I definitely know how that is. It is not fun. I broke my right leg water skiing. I have seen the stuff you've been doing for the Academy of Country Music. It's pretty cool. Steve is asking if I ever replaced the Summa conveyor. The answer is no. It has been working just fine, and I didn't feel it was worth the money right now. I think what I'm going to end up doing is when it is time to replace it, I'm going to get the extension table, which requires a new belt anyway. So it will be kind of two birds, one stone. But we'll see. Right now it's working fine, so there's no plans to replace it. So right now what I'm doing, these are cabinet doors for my brother, and they go inside display cases, and those display cases are lit, and with the lights, they don't reflect very well with black, and originally they laminated them with white melamine. The problem is the doors were bowing, and so they came up with the idea to have me wrap all of them. So that's what I'm doing. They're all a bunch of different sizes. So these are the smallest doors I've done yet. Usually they're quite a bit bigger. There's a lot of waste on this one. But it's decent money, consistent work, even though I don't like doing it. It pays the bills. And sometimes you gotta do things to pay the bills. So ask your questions. I'll do my best to see them, or I'll pause every once in a while and answer them. Pretty much anything is fair game. I'll do my best to answer it the best that I can. And then in a little bit, we'll talk about a couple of new things that I'm doing to try to help you guys as well as help my business. So, if you have questions, again, put them down, and I will do my best to answer them. Also, make sure if you guys aren't, make sure you're in the Facebook group. There's a lot of stuff that happens in there that never gets talked about anywhere else. And I think the Facebook group is linked down in the video description. I definitely could not do car wraps and car detailing. I do not enjoy this line of work. But again, sometimes you gotta do the stuff that pays the bills. All right, I know I saw a question, so I'll come answer it. What's up, Rye Beats? Frank says he misses my videos. Thanks for that. Hopefully we'll be a little more consistent. Stickercutting.com asked if there's a way to turn off the sensors in the new model. I'm sure there's a way that you can short it on the board, but there's no default way or way to do it in the admin panel. Basically the way it was before, where the beams being on posts outside of the cut head, then people would just short them together. But the newest one is not as easy. Neil is asking when I'll get the metal wallets with clips back in stock. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks. They shipped weeks ago, so hopefully they'll be here again soon. If you're in the Facebook group, I'll make sure I mention it there. Bob is reminding, don't self-promote in the Facebook group. Pop Sign says hello, and Bob's asking about the DTF printer. So I did get the stand put together for the DTF printer, but that is as far as I've gotten. I would like to try to get it the rest of the way set up this week. They include a masterclass when you buy the machine, but in my opinion, I wouldn't call it a masterclass because it doesn't help you master it. And I guess what I mean by that is on the section that talks about the powder unit, it says, look at the manual and play with the settings. It doesn't give you any reference of what the settings should be or what settings work for them. So to me, that's not much of a masterclass, because a masterclass, you should be able to walk away with a completed print or completed whatever the class is about. So it leaves a little to be desired. But we do have a stand put together. Part of the problem is where the DTF is going to live. I keep using as a workbench. And one of the original delays was getting the masterclass, and another delay was putting power. But it would be nice to have, because I keep buying DTF and other decoration methods from other people, and it would be nice to just be able to do it myself, as well as help you guys. But the stand is built. There's no ink in it yet. Oh, I just put this on the wrong side. I don't think I'm going to be able to salvage it. These doors have a handle hole, and I'm supposed to wrap the back side, and I did not. Which means I'm going to have to cut another piece. Oh well. Crap happens. Well, while I'm doing this, I'll tell you about the two new things that I'm doing. So in my last video, I mentioned that I was going to start a subscription business, and I think people got a little bit of the wrong idea about what that is. So I have a customer that teaches people how to start and grow subscription businesses. They're usually product-based or membership-based, so they can be like one that he has is like a fishing lure club, and then he has a deal website and a baking website. And what I meant when I said it was going to be related to my printing was I was going to do a physical product that I could manufacture myself. So I think I'm going to do a hat club where basically I build a subscription around doing a custom hat every month. So you can sign up for the subscription, and every month you'll get a new hat mailed to you. So that's what I meant about a subscription business. It's not directly print related, but it is related to the business because I can manufacture or do all the stuff at wholesale rates or do it myself to then have better margins for the product. Along with that, I'm actually going to start a subscription with time to make something. So it's likely that Patreon will be fully killed off, as well as most of the YouTube platform, but don't quote me on that yet. And I don't mean just videos, I mean the membership part of YouTube. And with that, there will be different tiers available and different things that you'll get. One of those things is like discounts on pens, discounts on the bulk laser website, and coaching calls and one-on-one calls. Just because I have a lot of people that sign up for it or want to sign up for one-on-one coaching, and this would be an easy way, or I guess easier way, to help fulfill that for a lot of people, as well as provide heavy discounts for like pens and tumblers and whatnot. Let's see. Kurt, welcome to the live stream. So Overworks, I have used a big squeegee for this before. The problem is my big squeegee is, I think, 54 inches. And so I find it easier to control it with just the little one. And they don't take very long to do. So I don't mind. I just have to remember to install it on the right side. But based off of that, do you guys have any feedback about my hat subscription idea or any specific things that you'd like to see on the Time to Make Something membership program? I'd love your feedback to know what you think or what you'd want to see in either of them, or if you think there's a better idea for a product-based subscription like the hats, if you think there's something better to do besides hat. I got a bubble. My brother changed the material he was using on these doors, and I don't like it as much. Make sure I turn this over so I don't install on the wrong side. That would be terrible. All right, let's see. You guys don't have any feedback on my new business idea for my hat business? You guys just like to watch me work? Are any of you guys working right now? If so, what are you guys working on? I think I forgot to clean the last one that I installed. I'm too busy talking to you guys. It's a good thing my door is locked, or people would think I'm crazy talking to myself. You guys have any pain points that you need an opinion on? Any questions about my business? Ask away. I think this is the worst part. It's cutting the scrap off. I thought about at one point sizing all the panels to fit like a 16th within, but because there's so many different sizes, I didn't want to spend the time to program every door. And these all sit in a track, so the edges can't be seen anyway. Four down, 12 to go. All right, let's see what questions. All right, so Kurt says he thinks the subscription business is a good idea. Matthew also says it's a great idea. He doesn't wear hats, so he's not a great person. Yeah, and my idea with the hat subscription is to focus on a specific market. So whether it be outdoors or biking or hunting, fishing, like pick a niche and market to that niche. Specifically people that do wear hats, that do want them and use them. And so it's definitely one of those things that you got to find the right market. Bob says he's working on pressing some shirts. Kurt says he'd be happy to support the content. Eat French fries says he's working on some mugs. He likes the idea of the time to make something. Bob is asking more details about the hat, so I'll cover that in just a second. Overworks is trying to work on a wall mural. Ooh, hi. I'll leave that to Valentine. Spencer asks hats, what did he miss? I'll answer that in just a second. Levi is asking about the anxiety. I'll talk about that in a second. Matt asks if I'm still... Okay, so Matt asks if I'm still thinking about getting rid of the flatbed. Yes. I'm getting more and more close to pulling the trigger, just because I'm moving my business basically to more laser stuff, and it doesn't really fit that. I like it, and it does a lot of things, and it's a lot of fun, but it's probably going to end up being for sale, or I'm going to talk to the guy that I bought it from about seeing if he can basically consign sell it to someone that's looking for one. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the hats. So I'm going to wrap some more doors while I answer the hat question, and that will answer Bob's question as well as Spencer's, and then I'll talk about Levi's question about the depression and anxiety. Okay, so the hat subscription. So kind of the idea behind it, what my customer teaches. So what brought this all about is I have a customer that teaches people how to build subscription businesses. He has a bunch of subscription businesses himself, and then he has a business coaching people in making their own subscription business. And so it's different in the sense that, like, if you take my pens, for example, if I were to buy ads for the pens, then I'm competing on making sure the pens are marketed at the right price, and that I have enough margin that I can pay for ads or pay for marketing in whatever sense that it is, in hopes that I come out profitable. So the way that he teaches it is you have a lead gen product, which I guess we'll use his fishing lure business as an example. So he runs ads to sell fishing lures to bass fishermen. And when he sells them the lure, he sells it to them, like the ad says, save X amount or 50% off, or however he's running his ad, he's selling them these lures. So he's selling them a product. And then that product, when people are buying it, when they're checking out, there's an upsell asking if they want to join the subscription. So would you like to get new fishing lures every month? And so the idea behind the hat business is to do the same thing. Basically, get a hat or multiple hats that I run ads for, that basically the goal with selling the first product is to break even or make money. But if all you do is break even, then that's awesome, because the ultimate goal is not to sell the one product, it's to get people to sign up for the subscription. So if you're selling one lure and they end up signing up for your subscription, you don't need to make money on that first one. If you break even, that's awesome, because then your acquisition cost for a customer was $0. So the idea behind it is if you can build this business that has an unlimited ad spend budget, because customers are basically paying you to become a customer, then you sign them up for your subscription. So at that point, it's all about optimization and getting as many people into buying the first product to then hopefully convert to your subscription product. So my idea is to do that with hats. Come out, like, research, find a specific niche, and start selling a hat with the goal of getting people into a hat subscription. So basically, because it would be around a niche, and once a month you would get a new hat. And then my other thought with that was, after I get a few people onto the hat business, then add a secondary subscription for getting a t-shirt related to that same niche. So it's kind of like grow one subscription and then add a second one to drive the subscription even higher. So I wanted, like I said, I want to do that with hats. So if you guys want, I can talk to him and see if he's willing to jump on the channel, or I can probably link his course right now. I think he's giving it away for $1, so you can see it, but it's really genius. And in the course, he walks you through, he starts a new membership for a yoga business, doing a yoga subscription. So it's really interesting. And the thing that I think sets him apart is how he teaches you to basically have a lead gen product that covers your ad spend. So he walks you through it and helps you along the way, and basically provides you a template for ClickFunnels and teaches you how to set it up. So that's my idea, because if I could find a better way to advertise something that constantly is bringing in revenue, that would be easier than the cyclical sales that I currently get with printing. So let me know if that answers all your questions, or if you have more. And then to answer Levi's question, I am still depressed. I still kind of want to hide and curl up in a ball. And some of that I'll publicly share the reasons why, but most of it I won't. I am not getting professional help, and I don't take medication. Lots of people have told me I probably should. I did have some suicidal thoughts for a little while. But I have never truly wanted to harm myself. I would say that the thoughts were definitely more of a life would be easier if it wasn't. Well, I have really good friends like Spencer that are here for me, and you saw him in the DTF video that I got a bunch of crap for, because people were saying that I should be grateful and happy with having a DTF printer. And I am. I am very grateful. But it still doesn't stop the fact that depression and anxiety is real, and I got crap for saying I'm a public figure and an influencer, which I don't give myself those titles, but it is what it is, and that's the way that I used to deal with it, and still kind of do, is I like to just disappear. I like to not talk to people and kind of go away, and usually after a little bit I feel better, and then I go back to it. So, but the rest of my feelings behind my anxiety, I will not share in this manner. Let's see what questions we got here. Matt, we should definitely talk about the printer, because like I said, I'm definitely super close to letting it go. Kurt, keep on pressing. What's up, Stan? T-shirt side hustles in the house. JPG, I do have a wider squeegee. I don't like to do it for these little boards. I've tried it, and I usually screw them up even harder, or even more. So Spencer's saying that we should do a FileMaker video. I actually talked to Gene about that, and he's totally open to it. So just, if you guys have anything specific, let me know. That's one of the things that I love about Firesprint, is that they are an open book about kind of their processes and how they do things and how they run stuff. They don't share their customers, but they do talk about their process and their machines and how much it costs and how much they make, and they're awesome in that sense. So I look up to them in that sense, because that's why I started this channel. I wanted a resource for just clarity, for openness of how things are and how much things cost. And so, yeah, if you guys have specific questions or things that you'd like to see in FileMaker, I know Gene, I was talking to Gene a little bit ago, and they are revamping their FileMaker system, so they're working on some updates and making it better. And Gene, from what I understand, Gene is the main source over there. He's the one that programs most of it. And so any specific questions you have, happy to get Firesprint on. Actually, I ordered those 4 decals from them in the last video, and they showed up today, so I took them to the customer, and they were super excited and happy. And the bonus is it came in the perfect box for me to ship an order that I need to ship out. So it was quite nice. I was surprised, because usually when I do decals, I ship them rolled up, and they shipped them flat, which is nice. They definitely, it makes it nicer for delivery, because then it's easy to install when they're flat. At least mine was flat. They were a 2 foot by 3 foot decal. If you haven't used Firesprint before, they have a coupon code, TTMS23. That's what it is right now. Occasionally it changes, so if you're watching this video in the future, just check the most recent video description, and you'll find what the latest code is, but you can save 10% off your first order. This is not sponsored, but I really like them. But yeah, I'll talk to Gene. We'll get a video scheduled. Well, that's my spray bottle. All right, let's see if you guys got more questions. Bob was saying that he was a cop for 15 years and everyone deals with depression and anxiety, and that he had to attend too many funerals because people held it in. And I definitely agree with that. It's something that people need to talk about. I don't know. I'm probably not dealing with mine the right way, but I'm grateful there's a few of you in the group, and I'm sure more would reach out, but a few of you have and continue to do, and I really appreciate it. And then Matthew was asking what I'm working on. So my brother runs a cabinet shop, and he makes lots of different things. But one of the things that he does is retail store fixtures. So this is for a customer that these are on the fixture, but the fixture itself has lights on the inside. And with the fixture being black, then there's not a lot of reflection, and so the light isn't as bright as they want it. Originally, so these panels are black on both sides. Originally, they glued a white piece of melamine, or I guess it's laminate. The whole thing is melamine. They glued a white piece of laminate on one side. The problem is for whatever reason, the laminate is different thicknesses or different grades, and because of that, the door would warp in one direction because the adhesive would pull greater on one side than the other. So they originally talked about painting the door, but they were worried about painting it because painting would not be very scratch resistant. And it would also take a long time. They would have to tape the edges. And so my brother's business partner saw me walk in when they were discussing it and said, why don't we have Darren wrap the doors? So they convinced me to do that. And I told my brother today that I didn't want to do it anymore. And he basically said, too bad. So this specific customer orders lots of stores and is constantly building and remodeling. So they usually have a dozen plus stores every year that they do that vary in size. So he said, I can't say no. He said, I have to do it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting white vinyl on the door so that the light will reflect better inside the cabinet. Pretty mundane work, but I think, pretty sure pricing wise, I charge them $3 for material, and then $4 for labor, which is honestly terrible, but it is my brother. My brother does a lot for me, so I'd made Taylor do the last set, and that was nice, but my brother said that Taylor did not do as good of a job, so I need to, specifically, it's the edges that he likes better on mine, but that is what I am working on, and he needs these for tomorrow because I need to finish installing them on the cabinets and load them up into a semi so that they can be delivered. Part of the reason a big squeegee would be hard was because I don't have a non-slip surface, and if I tried to squeegee this all at once, it would not go well. Make sure you guys ask your additional questions. Oh, and then I have additional questions. So I am starting a better membership program for Time to Make Something. The plan is to do Zoom calls more frequently. I was thinking either once a month, every other week, or once a week. With a subscription, you'd get a heavy discount on pens. You'd get a discount on blank items like the wallets, pens, tumblers, things like that. But what else? Is there anything else you guys would want from me as part of that? You want more one-on-one access? Do you want more discounts? Like, should I talk to more vendors like Firesprint and negotiate some discounts? Would you want like courses on how to do certain things? What value could I bring that would help you? That's what I would love to know. What can I do to help you guys with your business? All right, I know I saw a couple of questions. I can get them pulled up here. What's up, Mike? How's it going? Brock, I'm glad that you're getting some help and that you're falling in love with printing. It's a great thing. I definitely could not do roofing. Osman, how's it going? So CO Studio says, what is the best machine to start with die cut stickers? They already have a Mamaki cutter. So that depends. I would say the most common cutter is, I'll keep working while I answer this question. The most common cutter is the Graphtec. So if you look at most shops that offer die cut stickers, they're usually running like a Graphtec 9000. Some are running some of the older models, the Graphtec 8000. Fire Sprint, they offer stickers. They actually have, like, they've revamped their sticker section. So if you don't do it and are looking for a partner, definitely check out Fire Sprint. But Fire Sprint has a couple of Zune cutters. Their Zune cutters they use for their large format stuff, and they have a couple of Graphtecs that they use for their stickers. Derek with Sierra Stickers, he runs a Graphtec. So Graphtec is kind of a go-to. If you're doing a ton, then expect to replace it semi-frequently. If you're not doing a ton, then it should last you 5+ years. If you start looking at some of the bigger players, I can't specify who, but one of the big online people I know, they run all their stuff on Zunes, all their stickers. So it depends. Like, if I were going to go with a traditional roll cutter, then I'd go with the Graphtec. It's a great machine. Blades are affordable. Blades are readily available. Lots of parts are available. I'd get a Graphtec. If I was going with a flatbed, I love my Summa. And the Summa is probably the best for doing stickers. But if I was looking at it more as a complete business, I'd probably go with a Kongsberg, because their software is just a little bit better as far as everything else goes, with like signage and other things. But if you're looking more for traditional roll cutter, Graphtec is kind of the standard. Zund is a big name for flatbeds, but they're definitely on the higher end of pricing. Like my Summa, it's more expensive than when I bought it, but right now I think they're about $80,000. The Kongberg, he'd probably be in it about $100, and then the Zund, I think the cheapest Zund starts at $150,000 to $200,000. If you're buying new, you can obviously go used. I have not had luck with my used equipment, so it's not something that I would do. But yeah, cheapest option definitely a Graphtec. You can pick up a Graphtec for $5,000 to $6,000 if you're looking at like the 9000 series. I do love my Summa though. Definitely, if I sell my flatbed printer, I'm not selling my Summa. Osman, welcome to the Print Fam membership. Carl, welcome from Australia. Overworks is saying he's used a Graphtec since '99. Oh, 2008. He fixed it. CO Studio is, I think, asking if I'd go solvent or latex. I personally would go latex if it were me. But I'll talk about that too. Mr. Medford, Mr. Postman is saying that he wishes he had the Summa Tangential instead of his Mamaki. Eating French Fries is saying that he wished he had a Graphtec and a latex. Brock saying that he loves his printer, but not his D160. Bob agrees and says Valentine's the only one that has had good luck with used equipment. So Carl's asking the question that I was going to answer. Are you still using the HP, thinking about upgrading? So I'll get another set of doors wrapped while I answer that question. So yes, I still have my HP. I am still using it. Speaking of which, I should probably get, well, I need to cut another panel. I need to get some stickers cutting. I still use my HP, use it multiple times a week. Mostly I print stickers with it. Love the machine. It is getting to the point that I'm considering replacing it. And what I'm replacing it with is still to be determined. I like the idea of the Canon Colorado, but I do not like the price tag of the Canon Colorado. And then the other one that I'm more seriously considering is the Epson R series. Their resin, I think it's the 5070 is the model. That one is very comparable to the HP. It has a slightly better color gamut, and then it has better color consistency. I recorded a video about it at Printing United, but my audio was terrible because Grimco's booth was so noisy. But basically, the resin printer is Epson's version of a latex. It's a water-based ink, but it does have a consumable head, but it's a different type of head that basically they say you shouldn't have to ever replace, which is why it will have better color consistency, because with the HP latex, the older a head is, the worse it gets. They still work, but the worse it is, then the less it can do color and accuracy and all that. So I definitely, at one point I was thinking like an HP 700, but I'm not a fan, and at least at this point I don't have a need for white because my flatbed has it. Even then, I don't do enough white, I think, to justify it outside of a flatbed. I definitely, on the flatbed, I suggest it. I know Mr. Postman, Jonathan, did not get it, but I think I saw a video where he said he's adding it to his flatbed. And the way that I look at it is yes, most of my white ends up going in the garbage. But when I do need it, I can charge a lot of money for it. And so it justifies the fact that most of it gets thrown away. So on a flatbed, I think it's a must. On a roll printer, really the advantage it gets you is to print on clear, which I don't do enough clear for it to matter. And I think I've done one job that was clear that would have run through my HP if it had white. And it was some white only decals that I ended up just printing on the flatbed. So I'm pretty sure that was for my buddy Spencer too. I don't think it was a paying job. So, but I do print on wood sometimes for my brother that uses white. I've done quite a bit of acrylic that uses white. Yeah, all that to say, the two contenders for me are the Epson resin and the Canon Colorado. But I'm pretty sure the Epson resin is going to win for one reason, and that is the price. Because I'm pretty sure the Colorado would cost me about $60,000, and the resin would cost me about $20,000. So I don't think I can justify that printer for my use case of mostly stickers. Frankly, I probably should just keep my HP till the day it dies, but I just like the idea of selling it now while it's still fully functional and someone else could get some use out of it and get a good deal on it. Valentine will probably buy it because he buys all the used stuff. I've been really happy with the HP though. I'm glad that I purchased it. I still like the 300 series. They're great machines. They get the job done. I've only ever had one customer ever complain about the quality. And I have sold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stickers. So I like the HP. Four more doors, but I gotta cut one more set of panels. Let's see what other questions we got. You guys don't like seeing my ugly face anyway. All right. Comments are talking about Jonathan's printer, so we'll skip those. Osman is asking, how do you print small boards as a batch? I want to print 6 to 8 18 by 24 boards at once. Do you use a jig or mask tape as a jig? I cut them on giant sheets and then cut them down. That's how I do it. Welcome, Charles. Still alive? Yes, we all have to bash on Valentine because he's not here, and because I don't know how that man does it. How he finds the best deals on machines that work. Because every used machine that I've bought has been a lemon, and I just won't do it anymore. I will not buy a used machine unless it is just such a stupid deal and I don't need, like, the money is not important. But that's me. I'm going to butcher your name. Monsalve is looking to purchase the 335 latex. Should I go Roland instead? I personally wouldn't. I guess it depends on how established you are. But I love my latex, and if it's your first printer, I highly suggest it. And Bob, you are right. Most of his stuff is broken, and then he fixes it, which he's just smarter than I am because I can't get my stuff to work. But Monsalve, if it were me, especially if it's your first printer, I'd do latex over the Roland. Roland's got to run in order to work or they'll go bad. The heads will. All right, let me know what other questions you guys have. We're on the home stretch. I need taller tables because my back is just ever so slightly bent, and it does not like it. But my tall table is full with the DTF stuff. And also, let me know on the subscription or membership for TTMS what things that would provide value for you. Like, what things would you like to see or have be part of that membership that would be worth it? And if you have any pain points, like I said, ask your questions. There's a lot of people in the chat that are smarter than me, that are willing to help. And that's what this community's for, is to help all of us get better, to grow. So ask your questions. Even if you think it's not a good one, it probably is. We're here to help. I'll tell you what, I love air release vinyl. I know it's more expensive, but it is such a lifesaver, especially on stuff like this. I'm really sad that I installed that one panel backwards. I guess one thing that I forgot to mention, or I guess I will mention about my depression and anxiety. As many of you know, we recently had a baby in December. And part of my depression is around that because he actually almost died. He was having some feeding problems where his muscles were not developed enough, and so he wasn't getting as much food as he needed, and we didn't know what was causing the problem, and he was feeding what everyone would consider a normal amount or even a long time, and he almost died. So part of my depression was related to that. And even though I'm the dad and I don't have the ability to feed him, I felt very responsible, and it was very difficult. But he's doing better now. He's gained all the weight back that he needed to, and he's on what they deem the chart. So things are better. one thing that I'm thinking about with the question earlier about stickers is on certain things, my flatbed Summa is awesome. And my flatbed Summa definitely does a better job than a Graphtec. But, like right now I'm working on sticker sheets, and I think there's like 75 sticker sheets in a batch. They take about an hour a piece to cut. And I'm sure I could optimize them a little bit more, the cut pass, to make them go faster. But if you were running the same thing on a Graphtec, because it's a drag knife instead of a tangential module, it would cut way faster. So it's one thing to consider. I have never run my business as a type of business that speed is the number one factor. I run lower volume, higher margin for my business. We got to cut another panel, so we'll cut that and answer some more questions. Maybe I'll sound like I'm in a wind tunnel again because I'll be right below the AC. All right. Osmond is asking, do I have to laminate eco-solvent printed stickers? My latex printed stickers are okay in terms of scratch resistance. Yes, it is suggested always to laminate eco-solvent, but latex you can usually get away with. I, at this point, laminate 90% of things because people mainly just want them thicker, and that's what gets it, is the thicker. Monsalve, you are welcome. Jonathan, a release is freaking magical. Charles is saying that magazines and books is what he does, so if you need help, reach out. Matthew, I'm about to launch my shop to the public. I was thinking about a grand opening promo focused on business cards with a lot of Facebook advertising and other products any other products you think might be more popular. I personally would not do that. Like a grand opening, I think is fine. But not frankly, I personally have had better success just doing targeted marketing, or what I call targeted marketing, rather than just being public. So, like, I've had people in the past be like, hey, you want to sponsor this, sponsor that, have a banner up at the high school, etc. And the problem is could I get business from that? Yes. Is that where my target market is? No. So usually I suggest targeted marketing because it usually returns a better ROI. As an example, there's a business by me. They did me a favor by letting me use their forklift, so I took them a couple of tumblers as a thank you, but also with the intention of hoping that they would want to talk to me more, would potentially want to buy some. So with taking them tumblers, they ended up buying 200 of them. So that was, like, in reality, you could look at it as $50 for 2 tumblers. That turned into a $4,000 order. That was better money spent than if I would have spent $50 to put a banner up at the high school, which the banner would cost more anyway. But that's my suggestion, is to do things that are specific. So if there's a specific customer that you want, I find that it's better to spend money on that customer, for that customer, to try to land their business than anything else. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you, everyone, for the sympathies with the baby. It was definitely hard. Bob is saying he has someone saying that they are getting black cracks in their latex vehicle graphics started after washing it. Any ideas why? I'm assuming that it's laminated. The only reason I can see that happening, which doesn't make sense why it would be after washing, unless it's not laminated. The only reason I could see that potentially happening is if the black wasn't all the way cured for some reason when it was laminated, or the laminated was the laminate was applied. That's the only reason I could see that happening. I have not witnessed, especially with vinyl, any cracking. I have seen cracking on magnet media when the media deforms too much, but not with vinyl. You can usually bend vinyl past what it should be and then just put a heat gun on it and it goes back to what it was. So that is a mystery to me. Unless it's not the black vinyl that's cracking, unless the cracking is happening in the laminate itself, which could be depending on like what product they're using. Like if they're using a heavy abrasive product, like one of my customers, they use brake cleaner to clean parts of their vehicles, and they did not buy laminated graphics because they didn't want to spend the money on it. And then they were complaining to me that the brake cleaner was removing the ink from the like the vinyl. I was like, well, yeah, you don't use brake cleaner on vinyl. Like you could use it if it was laminated, but on raw vinyl, you can't use brake cleaner. Yeah, that's weird. I guess it could also be if the vinyl that was used is calendared instead of cast. You're supposed to use cast vinyl for vehicle graphics because it has better malleability. It's more malleable. I don't know the right word. You're supposed to use cast. So if it's calendared, that could be the issue. Cast vinyl is thinner, so it has better properties than car vinyl. If you're doing flat surfaces, it's typically okay to use calendared, but if it's like a true wrap with lots of curved surfaces and tight edges, they recommend cast. Which is part of the reason I don't do it, because cast is, like, for a roll of cast vinyl, it's with the vinyl and the laminate, it's usually thousands of dollars. And I barely have the patience to install flat vinyl on these doors, let alone a car. Last one. And we'll get the stickers going, and we'll answer some more questions. Then I'll go home. So ask a few more questions while I finish this last piece. And it's really nice because I've been doing this for 85 minutes, I think, is what that says, which is not bad to cut all the pieces, install all the pieces, and talk to you guys. I think that was a pretty good time. I'm being kind of reckless on this piece because I'm ready to be done. Good thing I have air release. This would not work. It was not air release. Oh no. Oh, I fixed it. Oh, I'm so glad to be done. So glad. Make sure you ask your questions. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to get some stickers cutting. I'll answer your questions. And I'm going home. All done. Overworks. Mike, have a good one. Sorry, my phone came up and said my battery was about to die, so it cut off for a second. I need a knife, but I don't know where it went. I just left the vinyl on the HP Take-Up Pro because I stole the vinyl from the printer. It fell off. Alright, almost got the stickers. I'll show you how I load them, or I guess pull the job up anyway. We'll answer the last of the question. So I'll push feed, and then I'll feed it 1200 millimeters, so that it brings the job up here. and then on the screen, click barcode, and then use the arrow keys. There's an extra line, so I cover that up with a piece of paper. And then it's going to read the barcode. Oh, I moved the origin to cut those panels, so it won't read the barcode because it's outside the origin. So fix that first, and then we can read the barcode. All of this can be automated. You can write basically the click the buttons for barcodes and whatnot can be programmed, so you can set it to run the barcode, then automatically go to a specific spot. So basically it pulls up the paths. We can set kiss cut, through cut, and clean up the sign, output to sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to output to sheet, and I'm actually going to run it 3 times. We're going to feed job length, so it will automatically feed the material. And then we'll update the preview. Then we'll click run. So then it's going to let me find the first registration dot. But before we do that, I'm going to fix the crease in the vinyl there. I'm going to take my piece of paper off. And it's creasing because the laminate is sticking down. But I probably should only do 2, not 3, but we're gonna wing it anyway. So basically what it's gonna do is it's gonna run this job, feed it forward, run that job, feed it forward, run the next job. So with me leaving shortly, then it just makes it so the machine will keep running while I'm gone, because like I said, that specific sticker sheet takes an hour per section to run. Let's plug the phone in and answer the question. Osman asks if I run magnet on the latex. I want to try, but I'm afraid due to the magnetic properties. I have run a bunch on it. It's rated to do magnets for the refrigerator, like 015 and 020, but it's not rated for 030. I've done 030, but at this point, most of the time, I just run magnets on the flatbed because it's easier. Yeah, I'm not sure on the car wrap, Bob. That's definitely a mystery. Monsalve, the medias that I do a lot of stickers, like mostly stickers, do some 13-ounce banner, some canvas, some poster paper, some static cling, but mostly stickers. Nova is talking about, I think, Derek's Discord. I had one at one point, but I'm pretty sure I closed it because Discord is just not my thing. Osman, the Graphtec is faster because it is a drag knife, not a tangential. So drag knife literally just drags, and because of how it drags, the blade actually looks kind of like that, where it's got a little bit this way and then majority that way. So when it turns, it's dragging the knife. A tangential picks it up. And so you lose time in the fact that it picks up to change curves, which gives you a nicer cut, but slows it down. If you were to get the non-flatbed tangential, you can definitely get that to go faster than the flatbed tangential. And I'm sure I could optimize mine more. So that's just how I have it, and I just don't care. Alan, I have thought about the attachment for the Arizona. They've actually had them for a long time. Um, to me, I don't think it's worth keeping it, and I yeah, it's frankly like if I was gonna have a roll printer, I would want it to be a secondary printer because if the can were to go down, then both printers are down versus at this point having a backup. Matthew's asking if I make color profiles or what I'm doing. I just buy media that has profiles. So I don't make custom profiles. I only buy media that has profiles, or I run a generic one. So like my banner material, I run generic, um, but stickers, canvas, I just buy media that already has a profile. Monslave, I had the cutter that was bundled with the latex. I think it's a great cutter. The Graphtec is better, um, but I had it. I ran it. I liked it. It did through cutting. It did kiss cutting. So I think it's a great cutter. All right. Well, that answers all the questions. So unless there's any last minute questions, then I'm going to call it a day and go home. So speak now, or I guess type now, or forever hold your peace. And we'll see you on the next live or video or in the Zoom calls or whatever ends up happening. All right. Everyone's ready to go. Thanks, y'all. And see you in the next one.